one of my first shows. I I wouldn't say the first, but I was there in Madrid when you were with ELEGY as opening for Stratovarius. You know that tour? It was in 1998 or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. You were there.
I was there. And well, you were amazing, Ian, but not only because of your vocal performance, but you kind of put the audience really really high. I mean, you knew very well. So normally the opening act, the people are more relaxed, more calm, but I think all of us gave all the energy in elegy, and we have very few energy left for Stratovarius and it was because of you. So congratulations.
Ah,
I
that's
really like
cool.
that. I was expecting your show because I really like a State of Mind. Definitely,
Yeah.
when you were presenting it. So yeah, great time, definitely. So what can we do? I don't see you, but as a final resource, we can continue. I mean, only with the
Yeah, I
audio.
can't, for some reason, I can't get the camera to work anymore. It says, I just see Non-Stop Productions at the top.
Okay.
And if I click on it, then I see your image where my image should be. And the video, it's
I
just
don't
not
know.
showing up. So,
Yeah, I don't know if I can do something from my Zoom because let me try something. One second. Otherwise, let's continue because in the end we can. So we will upload what I do with the interviews. I make a complete transcription and I publish in the written in our webpage. But also we have a YouTube channel, and in the YouTube channel we publish the interview with the video. But
okay, great.
don't worry, we will put a static image of Consortium Project 6 or from you from the interview, and that's it. Anyway, I have only a few more questions left. And there was something I was really interested and I wanted to link with all the concept of the albums because I get the idea, focusing on C6, Legacy of Empires, that the songs were also kind of dealing with power, conflict, the rise and fall of civilizations. Correct me if I am wrong. And I wanted to see if do you think that brings somehow to me it brings somehow the geopolitical situation to my mind. So do you think the concept or the lyrics of Legacy of Empires are kind of influenced by the world we are living now?
Well, as I said, throughout all the period I did these albums, because I did them over, I think it was about 12 years in total,
Mhm.
C1 to C5. I tried to take issues and topics of the day and work them into the concept story. And with C6, basically, I had the concept idea about a pharaoh to be and his queen to be traveling to planet Earth and then sharing their alien intelligence AI. So I brought AI into the story, not artificial intelligence, but I call it alien intelligence.
Ah,
And just small things, slight things. Um, Also about working together, people wanting to having a protector. I mean, we live in strange times, to say the least. Wars in the Middle East and in Ukraine, which is very, very sad that that's gone on now, just as long as the Second World War did. And so I wanted to have a positive vibe through this album and about working together, a kingdom for heroes, somebody, a protector who's looking over us all. I mean, how many people, wish that they had someone in their lives, like a friend who would be there for them, and but it's all the themes really and the lyrics. If you take the songs outside the concept, they're good songs because on their own, they've got a story. So it could fit this day and age, 2026, for a number of them. Nature's Eyes, the song I did at the end of the album, which is a ballad. I wasn't sure if I should put a ballad in at the to finish the album
Oh,
with a ballad.
it's a great, I really like because of the position. I mean, it's the perfect place to close the album. I really like also this song, definitely.
Yeah, after having all the power and all the energy, when we get peaks, the album starts with the explanation of the concept story, and then it builds up, and you get the power, God's from the heavens above. You get the prog stuff from Pyramids of Power, and with all this energy going on the album, I thought it would be nice to have a melancholic end to finish it with a bit of melancholy because it's Nature's Eyes. And again, I mentioned this in the past about what we're doing to this planet. So bringing in the theme again about the pollution. I mean, we're basically killing the Mother Earth, this world that we live on. And she's here to protect us. And we're abusing her, to be honest with you. I wish things could be a lot different. I wish wealth could be spread out to everybody. I mean, to be honest with you, I live a very modest life. Some people out there may think I'm rich and famous. I may be a bit known, but I'm absolutely not rich because with streaming, you get if you want to earn €10, you need at least 20,000 streams to earn €10. So if you use that as a basis to figure out, oh yeah, shit, you can't make a lot of money through streaming. Exactly. So I do music for the love of it. I don't do music now to be rich. It's impossible these days. It's only the pop stars and the Madonnas and the uh, all the pop artists that can make the rich and fame and fortune. But anyway, so yeah, that's why I finished the C6 Legacy of Empires album with Nature's Eyes with the song that I wrote with Casey was to leave the album, even though it's it takes us on a journey, Consortium 6, but then at the end it leaves us uh, on a note to which we can ponder and makes us think, hey, that's true, Nature's Eyes. Yeah, what are we doing? Hey, we're getting all these wildfires, more now than we ever did. We're in an El Nino period, scientists tell us, for extremes. But why is that? Is it because man's footprint, what we're doing? So anyway, that's I'm glad that you liked the ballad. I almost left it off the album, to be honest. But I thought, no, there's a message in the song. It's a great song. It's got a melancholic atmosphere, and it's also gives you the feeling of hope as well, I think.
So like that, and I am glad that you use the word melancholic because in my album review this word is there. I mean, it's there when I am talking about the ballad. Definitely,
Oh,
the
great.
keyboard lines sound like that. It's the feeling that
Yeah.
permeates into me when I listen to it. But what I didn't know is about the lyrics. I mean, the meaning and everything about this pollution stuff. And well, I like it. I mean, because it's related to my academic background. So I made
Yeah.
myself a doctor in environmental engineering just
All right.
to study
Yeah.
about how to fix pollution stuff. So it's something that it's
Yeah.
touching me
Well, I've been
from.
concerned for decades about what we're doing with the planet. And I absolutely love Spain and France, and I go a lot to Spain and France. I was in Lanza, just over the border, I was crazy about Salvador Dali because my brother was an artist. He does all the designs. He did the Consortium C design, and he did the arch on the new C6. And he told me when I was a kid, you gotta check out this man. He does a thing called surrealism with his ideas and with his art. Well, I was only about 10, I think 9 years old, and we had a black and white television, and he was being interviewed, Salvador Dali, by the BBC, and he was in Port Lagat, where his home used to be, the fishermen's houses that he bought in the bay. And he was being interviewed by the BBC, and my brother said my brother was doing his art degree at the time, because he's a graphic artist, or he was. He's retired now. And he said, this man's amazing. He's one of the most famous artists in the world. You should watch him. And I was fascinated by his moustache. And I went to Dali's home back in, I think it was 1985, when it was closed down. It wasn't open to the public. And they had dolphins swimming in the bay with mentally handicapped children to help them swimming together. That was before they moved. I went to his museum in Figueras. And I was fascinated when I saw close up a small painting, and it said inside of Alice Cooper's brain. And it was this beautiful lady dancing in a kind of like lace dress. That's how he imagined what was going on in Alice Cooper's brain. Salvador Dali, can you believe it? And so when I think about when I was there at the time, there wasn't so much. You had forest fires in Spain and in France, but it wasn't so much back in 85 and in the early 90s. And now suddenly, the irony is that we've got an oil crisis going on. Consortium 1 starts with in the corridors of power, the money people, oil is power. That's in the Consortium 1 album. The world starts to go out of control. Now we've got Trump playing games with the whole world, causing this problem in the Straits of Hormuz. We can't get the oil supplies, making billions on the stock market with the oil shares by forcing the price to go up sky high. And then they sell their shares or they buy them very low, create a war in the Middle East, and then the oil price goes up in the shares. They make billions, while the average person in Spain and in Europe is struggling to make ends meet and has to drive to work and pay that petrol, petrol prices, diesel, whatever, being sky high. And what's happening with the environment? These things, I seem to be, after 15 years, I seem to go back in that circle again. Shit, nothing's improved. You know what I mean? Yeah. That was the whole thing. I did this concept and to address issues about global warming and about the environment. And, but it's, hey, I honestly believe you can't just expect people from one day to the next find 50,000 euros and buy an electric car. It doesn't work like that in life. The average person doesn't have that kind of money, These things should have been introduced slowly but surely, and there should have been funding to help. If one thing the EU could still do is to help people make that step over. And we shouldn't just rely on electric vehicles. I want to see solar-powered cars driving around. There were a science fiction cartoon called The Jetsons, where they were flying around in cars. And we have with drones, the propeller, the propulsion system, the propellers, electrical propellers. We could be using these as vehicles instead of having the four-wheel car with a big, huge battery. What are we going to do with all these batteries? How are we going to power the energy for the electricity? Don't rely on nuclear, because if you get stuff like earthquakes, look at Fukushima in Japan. I remember working on a charity song to try and help people who were struggling like hell in Japan. After that disaster happened, there's also, you have wave power, which they've been uh, using and testing along the coastlines in Scotland and everywhere else for decades. But Europe seemed to have went with the idea for wind turbines. But wind turbines also has a negative impact because of what it does with birds. It kills birds as well, and it lowers the bird population as well. So that's bad for nature. Everything that we do, this heat wave that we're having now, they said in the UK, bees are being affected by the heat. They can only survive when the temperature's so high in climates in the UK, in Wales, and in Scotland. And now the bee population has dropped. If the bee population drops all over Europe, that's a serious eco problem.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree with you, Ian. As I told you before, as someone that is attached to research and to this stuff, I cannot say something different. So let's continue a little bit. Before you mentioned that you were happy to include in some moment of consortium project history female voices. And I
Yeah.
wanted to know if there is one or two female singers that you ever wanted to work with and still it hasn't happened.
Oh, the singer from Within Temptation, I invited her
Mhm.
years ago to be on Consortium, and she said to me, "Why don't you choose another vocalist from another Dutch band?" Sharon, I asked. It was a shame she didn't appear. Um, I worked with Lena Peterson. She sings on Species Consortium 5, and we worked together in Infinity Overture from Denmark. And that's why I invited Lena to guest with me. And she does also some really cool lead vocal parts. But the new female vocalist, Amberline, she Amberline Duprat, she's originally from Serbia, I believe,
Mhm.
but she lives in France, and she's the female vocalist with Johan Kadat in Asylum Pyre. Now, any of your listeners should go on YouTube and search for Asylum Pyre videos. It blew my mind when I saw their videos. That's why I wanted to work with Johan. And I said to him, I need female vocal parts. And he said I could ask Amberline. And she said, yeah, sure. So she's been singing not only choir and backing vocals, choir harmonies and backing vocals, but she's also done some lead vocal parts on the album. And she did an amazing job. And you see her in the Legacy of Empires video, in a Kingdom for Heroes video, and she'll also be together because she did the backing vocals with Johan Kadat, me, and Amberline in the new upcoming video from Gods from the Heavens Above. So yeah, that I was on stage years ago with Doro, but Doro has a different type of voice.
Mhm.
But it would have been nice. I tried to build up a contact, but I didn't get any feedback. It would have been nice to have sang some parts together with Doro, but I don't want people to get the impression that I'm just contacting them because of their names. Um,
Mhm.
I mean, I've worked with a lot of named people throughout my career, and I sang on albums with Misha Calvin, with Tony Martin. I did the Aryan albums because Aryan was a friend and my old colleague from Vengeance, and he played some stuff. He did some bass guitar for me on Consortium 1, and I did vocals for him on Aryan, a rock opera, the very first one. And yeah, Patrick Rondat was a surprise years ago. While we were searching for musicians, I always remember when Patrick Rondat played with Jean-Michel Jarre to celebrate the French Revolution. And Jean-Michel Jarre was such a cool guy. He let Patrick play the instrumental Vivaldi song Four Seasons on the
I remember
guitar
that one.
live worldwide for some, what was it, 150 million people or something watched him playing his song from his solo album. And Jean-Michel Jarre was such a cool guy, he let him do that. And ever since I saw that, I wanted to work with Patrick. And I asked him, and to my surprise, I ended up bringing him into ELEGY, not only playing on Consortium. We got him over to Germany with Tommy Newton at the time from Victory. He also did a really famous album. Let me think. Keeper of the Seven Keys was the name of the album.
Yeah, it's kind of familiar to me.
Yeah. And, he was a really big time producer, Tommy. Incredible. I was producing these albums myself. So he said, okay, I'll mix it for you, record it and mix it for you. And we took both Stefan Lil from Vandenplas. I was a huge fan of Colour Temple. So I asked Stefan, and he came in, and I never imagined that I would get Patrick Rondat, an incredible guitar player, Stefan Lil, a fantastic guitar player, both top of the range at both right at the top of what they do in prog rock, metal, whatever, as guitarists. And the two of them work, and we did a tour together. I only ever did one tour with Consortium, and that was back in 1999. And we played in Paris, Lyon, Montpellier, Strasbourg, Viviers, and then one show in Germany. And I never got to play in Spain with Consortium. But these are people I love working with, and I'm so proud that they wanted to be part of it. And who knows? I'm not sure if I'm gonna, really go out of my way to invite people. I tried to get the old Whitesnake bass player, but he said it was absolutely not. This was years ago. It was absolutely not the style of music that he plays. And I thought, yeah, but what's wrong with not opening your mind and trying some new stuff? You never know. You might even like it. But if they say straight away, no, it's not their style, then I just leave it at that. But anyway, yeah, I've been privileged to have some great musicians working with me on the Consortium.
Yeah, definitely. And I agree with you. The important thing is the quality and the sound they bring to your
Yeah,
music, and not just the name.
yeah,
So well done.
exactly.
Well, you did very wise choices there. And you also, I have another question that you already answered it, because I wanted to know, because I knew that the consortium project was on tour on 1999, I think, more or less.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know if there is the possibility to do something like that, even if you cannot come to Spain. But there is something possible.
I already contacted a few promoters in Spain, but I didn't get. That was before anything came out, so it was a bit too soon. But the idea is to promote this new album. It won't be this year now because it's too late,
Mhm.
and the release was postponed. Sadly, my father passed away in March, so the
Well,
release was
I'm
postponed
sorry about
until
that.
August.
Mhm.
Yeah. So no, that was the idea. I know that Frontiers has their first their prog festival coming up next year for the progressive bands that they have signed to them. And I know that the A&R manager, Aldo, he's a big fan of Consortium. He's a big fan of mine. and a big fan of ELEGY. I know he'll probably want either Consortium or ELEGY playing there next year. So it is my plan to tour. I was hoping to get Patrick together with Stefan again on stage and introduce Johan Cadot and Luca Solito. But it's finding promoters who will back the thing, because I finance these productions and it costs a lot of money. But for me to finance tours on my own, it's impossible. I did it back in 1999 and I lost a little bit of money. So I was proud I did it, and it was fabulous to do it. And I made a promise to myself, the next time I do anything with such a big project like Consortium Project live, it has to be with the support of a promoter, because it's too big a thing to do on your own. But I am busy with it, and I'm still I've been in touch with people in Spain. I've been in touch with people in Brazil. But there needs to be, the Legacy of Empires title track video clip has now reached over 20,000 views, which is big for me. That's amazing in a month to get over 20,000 views. So there's definitely interest again for Consortium Project. That's what Aldo, the A&R manager, told me when he wanted me, when I was in talks with him. We were in talks for about 4 or 5 months about doing the whole Consortium, all 6 albums, 1 and 2 through to 5, and then the new Consortium 6. And he said, you need to get the message out there for the fans, because unfortunately you didn't reach the fans in the past. I didn't have any videos in the past, a few, but now we're really focusing on the visual side as well as the audio albums and streaming. And so with Frontiers, they're doing a marvelous job. I'm really proud of everybody, Martina, everybody, the whole team, Jeff, Aldo, everybody, Amy. Without them, I wouldn't have got the 20,000 views. No way. If I would have done this thing, I was considering doing it on my own, and I did the production myself through Nonstop Productions, my little label. I financed the whole thing first. And I saw with the first Constellation of the Stars, I put a trailer out there, trailer video, but there were no vocals, so it was very simple. And it only had like 1,200 views. But when we did the Legacy of Empires video, and it took me 7 months, by the way, to edit that video clip.
Wow.
Kingdom for Heroes, I had to do in 3 weeks because there was a deadline, but I had all the parts there. But Legacy of Empires, it has all the imagery, the backgrounds. You see all the Sphinx, all the hieroglyphics and everything. It gives that real concept story atmosphere. And if I would have put it out myself, there's no way I would have got the 20,000 views or plus 20,000 views. And it just keeps on going up. And it's all thanks to Frontiers. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with you. Particularly, it is good that you are in Frontiers, because thanks to the work of Martina, for example, well, the company,
Yeah.
particularly Martina, we are able to. So for me, it's a pleasure to have this interview and to promote your work. I think it's the first time we have an interview for me with IAN
Yeah.
PARRY. To me, it's amazing. I am glad to review the album thanks to Frontier, and to have this interview and to promote your amazing work.
Well,
So
it's
I
great to be
hope.
on Metalligum.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
nice mutual.
And if there's
Um,
any promoters out there listening,
yeah, let's go.
they can get in touch with me through my homepage, ianparry.com. So, yeah, I want to come to Spain. I want to play. I want to invite my good friend Manolo Arias to come on stage with us. I wanted to try and see if it was possible to do a tour, a co-headlining tour in Spain with Consortium Project in Niagara. And I've Manolo, I still want to do that if it's possible next year. So these are ideas and thoughts I've been putting out to my colleagues.
Mhm.
So if there's any promoters out there in Spain want to help, or if there's venues that want to book us, you know, just get in touch. We're available.
Okay, we'll try to pass this message to our contacts and finger roll. I
Gracias.
mean, I would be really
Just
happy to
gracias.
have you here.
Yeah.
Okay, Ian. So thank you. Well, I think it's the moment to finish the interview. So thank you very much for your time. It has been really an interesting conversation. And above all, to me, it's really great to explore this new chapter of Consortium Project, an amazing album. I will be publishing the review very soon. So congratulations. And also
Thank you.
congratulations for your 45 years as an amazing and professional singer and songwriter and musician in the end.
Muchas
So
gracias.
well, we in Vitalegon, we hope to see you here very soon. Finger crossed again.
Yeah, be cool.
And that's it from everyone at Metalegon as we celebrate also our 25th anniversary. All the very best. All the very best with the album and with everything that comes next.
Okay, now I wish you all at Metalligun lots more success in the future, and thanks for inviting me. It's been a
Thank
pleasure.
you. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Okay, man.
Bye.
Bye.